What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video, and today we got a lot of stuff to talk about because anniversary is here on the JP side and there's a lot of stuff to go over. So we got 4 units to review today, and those 4 will be talked about. 2 are Neo Vision upgrades and 2 are new, and we're going to go over into detail all those things. Let's get into it. We got Lid and Jake first, who just got Neo Vision Awakened on the JB side. It hasn't even been released on the global side, so yikes on that. So their Neo Vision Awakening gives them some mod boosts for all their abilities. I don't know if they're really worth it. 50% more TDH, and also with Machine and Stone Killers, which is quite nice. And triple cast at the start of the battle, so they get a head start. And you really want to stay in your Brave Shift form for at least, or not. You want to stay in your normal form for 1 turn, even though you can Brave Shift on turn 1. You probably want to stay because they don't have any imbues in the Brave Shift form, so you kind of want to imbue yourself at least for their low burst finish on the Brave Shift form. Be a finishing move. 130% Lightning and Peril in their Brave Shift form. Their low burst form in their Brave Shift hits really hard, and also gives 100 times mod boost to one of their old moves that gets unlocked, I think, in their normal form. It becomes like a really strong move that you can triple cast. So, or dual cast whenever that goes away or whatever. So that's really strong because it just stays like that permanently. It just stays like over 100 time mod finishing move. That's insane. So yeah, they don't have infinite turns, but like they want to swap back after using the Alone Burst anyways. They don't want to stay in the Brave Shift form after they use their Alone Burst. They want to swap over to their normal form again. So enjoy that sprite while you still can. While just carrying Jake around. It's pretty funny. So what do I give this upgrade? I think I've given it an 8 out of 10. It's pretty solid upgrade. With the advent of the new meta now, guys, if you guys don't know, the JP meta is starting to become more about independence. Like, hey, my breaker can be a breaker, but he can also be a DPS. Hey, my physical tank can be a physical tank, but he can also be a DPS. So you can fit units like this in now, you know, sometimes. Sometimes maybe you can't, but typically now if you have those units, you might be able to fit Lid and Jake in. So that's why I'm not being so negative about finishers right now, like I usually am. So 8 out of 10 for that. Let's move on to the next unit at hand. The first of the twin units. Fina and Lid, or Fina and Rain, sorry. They have infinite turns on the Brave Shift form. They have 150% AoE Beast Killer, so somehow Rain obtained more knowledge than his previous Neo Vision form, and we got 50% more Beast Killer. So there's that. Normal form is just basically Chair Rain, King Rain on steroids. Like his Middle Burst does way more damage, and you know all these things. He's really strong in his normal form too. So the main goal for their normal form is to use the Brave Shift, or to use the Limit Burst, of course. The Brave Shift form is more about healing, and they can still do damage. They have the tag attack in their Brave Shift form, and things like that. So they have 200% TDH, which is standard, 200% Beast Killer, 200% TDH physical and magical in either form, by the way, whenever it matters, and 200% Beast Killer, 50% Human Killer. 70% damage against broken enemies, which I still don't know if that means that they're like broken in terms of being broken, like with a breaker, or if they're with the break gauge. So I don't know. I'm not sure which one that one means. If it's broken by like being broken by a breaker, that's insane. But if it's by a break gauge, that's less insane. But it's still strong. It's still strong. Self-chaining ability, of course, and they're also their Brave Shift Alone Burst is a reset button. So there's that. And also their Hyper Attack in the cons is awkward, but it's only one of their moves, so it's not that bad. But it does dispel the entire boss, but you don't really want to do that too much. You don't really want to dispel the whole boss. And imbues are tied to the grandest ability, which is becoming a thing on the JB side now. It's really becoming a problem. That moves are being tied to grandest abilities instead of cooldowns, or just being able to imbue with an ability now. So you're basically limited in terms of how many times you can be imbued. So you'll have to rely on another imbuer if the battle lasts long enough. So the rotation is down below, doing the fire imbue and the fire imperil and the limit burst gauge ability. All three of those, and then you're just going to go ahead and use that limit burst, because his move that you're doing for his 300% attack buff is also giving him limit burst crystals every single turn, similar to Kuja, where he would be getting limit burst gauge per turn. So you just want to keep using limit burst. What am I going to get for them? Well, the Ray Shift form is lacking in healing. Their healing is very basic. It's the basic magic. So if they just had more magic, like they had more healing abilities in the Ray Shift form, that would be pretty nice. But their Ray Shift form, Limit Burst also saves them from getting a lower score as well. So it's kind of like it's an up and down battle. So overall, I think a 9 out of 10 is pretty good. 9 out of 10 is a very high score. Very high score, guys. 9 out of 10 is very good. So the only thing I put them down for is Magic TDH is not so good. I wish they had True to Wield in the Brave Shift form for Magic. So, and also just their healing kit in the Brave Shift form is not the absolute best of all time, but it's okay. It's serviceable. So overall, guys, 9 out of 10. And this video's not over yet, but we do have one keyword for you guys. So the first keyword will be Greatsword. The first keyword for this video is hashtag Greatsword. There will be 2 keywords in this video. So let's move on to the next unit. Fina and Dark Fina in their beautiful pose in the Ray Shift form. Unlike Lid and Jake, who don't really want to be in the Ray Shift form for very long, this unit does want to stay in the Ray Shift form for as long as possible. They have 200% True to Wield in the Ray Shift form. No 6 times cap, but that's not a problem. I'm not worried about that on this unit. And you'll find out why. They have infinite turns, like I said. 200% earth damage boost to all allies, which is nice. Magic AMOE frames also can be chained. You can chain with the new Lasswell, because in his Ray Shift form, he has AMOE frames. Yeah. So there's that. And 130% Earth Imperil in their Brave Shift form Limit Burst. And yes, they are mainly a Brave Shift form Limit Burst damage dealer, similar to Dark Fina, where she wanted to do wind Limit Burst damage chaining. But she couldn't stay in the Brave Shift form for very long, but whereas these girls can. They can stay in the Brave Shift form and they can continue to Limit Burst chain over and over and over again. There is a problem with that though. They have no Limit Burst damage buff, despite being a Limit Burst damage dealer, unfortunately. And also there's no way of generating Limit Burst gauge on their own, so they'll need some help with that. So they gain some other stuff, but it's not really that important. Nothing that you should worry about. The things that I've addressed here are your main concerns, your main worries about these units. What am I going to give them? I think a 7.5 out of 10 upgrade is pretty good. They're not gonna wow you. So maybe with their sprite they will, but not with their kit. It's just okay. We have Kefka, we have regular Dark Fina for something like this already, so this is nothing new. The only thing that's new is that they can stay in their Brave Shift form, whereas the other two I don't think cannot. So overall, yes, 7.5 out of 10. And we'll move on to the last attraction here. Kind of like a war. I don't know who's going to be the top DPS. This unit, Raegan, or is it going to be Fane? I don't know who's the top damage. I guess we'll have to see about when the information comes out about statistics and calculations and things. I don't know who's stronger. But that being said, let's move on to Raegan. Infinite turns, of course. 30% fire and ice damage boost. This is one of the reasons why I think that they might be stronger. 30% fire and ice elemental boost is very high. That's the highest in the game now. no one can boost up to 30%. So that's insane. They also have 200% LB buff. Yes, their limpers can hit very hard in their normal form because it's like 24 hits, and it's also a tag attack in their limpers. Their Brave Shift limpers is not very good. It's just a one-hit move, not so great. 6 times cap. One of the downfalls we'll be talking about, but they have True to Wield. Let's just say that they have True to Wield. And 6 times cap, of course. If they didn't have the 6 times cap, I think that this unit would not be so good. They have the tag attack, self-chaining in their limpers. And in the Brave Shift form, it's just a normal ability. Also, lots of attack percentage with weapons. So just like Raegan, CG Raegan, who had all those attack stuff and all that good stuff. So human and dragon killers, which is nice. And that's gonna be about it on that. So the only negatives are they only have 50% True to Wield in their normal form. So I don't know what happened with that. I made sure to look, by the way. I made sure to look. You can go look at the wiki yourself. You'll see only 50% True to Wield in their normal form. They have 150% in their Brave Shift form, but and their imbues are tied to gratis abilities again, just like the other one. So, but unlike Fane, who have healing capabilities and utility and stuff like that, this unit is more all about DPS actually. They're literally just about DPS and nothing else. But they do have the tag attack, so there's that. So what am I going to give them? They have a lot less utility than Fane, in my opinion, but I think they're going to deal more damage. I feel like this pair is going to deal more damage than Fane in total. But considering how strong Limper's chaining can be, in terms of the Fane, the normal form of Fane, I don't know. It's kind of like a toss-up. I guess I'll wait to see what the comments say in the comment section, because usually they let me know. But I do feel like Raegan can be very strong, and I think that their Limpers might be similar to how X-Stars work, where it's like it's not much damage and then it hits really hard at the end. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to that, because that's how they usually like to do it nowadays. So I don't know what to give them as my score, because I think they're going to be the top damage dealer, but at the same time they don't offer as much utility. So we'll have to see what their Limper's tag attack looks like. Maybe it can be double hits, or just chains normally by itself, which would be crazy if you imagine chaining 2 of them together, and hopefully it doesn't break. So I think an 8.5 out of 10. I'm really fighting with myself to give this score this time around. This was actually probably one of the hardest scores I've ever given. 8.5 out of 10. They do not have as much utility at all, but they do have that 30% fire and ice damage boost, which is mind-blowing right now. Mind-blowing for me. So overall, I think we've got it tied down. The second keyword of this video is #element. So there were 2 keywords in this video. This keyword is #element. So if you typed both keywords in the video in the comment section, much appreciated to you. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this helped you out. There's a lot of stuff to unpack with this anniversary. There's a lot of stuff out already. So thanks for watching, guys. Please sure to like the video. If you like these reviews, please like the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.